Hi, we're ready for double chair today, and it's been requested by so many of my friends in California, especially. So we're going to start. Of course, you need two chairs, preferably without any arms on them. Okay. The other thing that we use is a tennis ball, if you have one at home, and a yoga strap, also, if you have one at home. So I always like to start in my neck area when I start class. I'm just going to turn for a moment to face you a little bit here, and I'll be working the opposite side than you are. So when I say right, I mean you're right. So let's begin by just looking to the right. Let your eyes fall on one object and then come back to look to center. Just remember what that object was. And we're going to put our right arm up and our left arm underneath it. We're going to move to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we kept the head straight and the shoulders were straight. Now take that return look and see if we got a little bit wider range of motion. It's magic. It always works for me. Let's try the other side. So we go ahead and we take a look and let my eyes land on one spot. Come back. Remember that spot. So I'm going to put my left arm on top and I'm going to move right. So it's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's revisit that turn of the head. See if we got any further. And I did, which I always feel good about. So now let's just work in the neck shoulder connection here. We're going to go ahead and lower our right ear to our right shoulder and let the left arm just dangle down. That's it. And then let the arm just get heavy. So we just opened up a little bit in our trapezius area. So we're going to start some rotations here by taking our chin down towards that right shoulder and pause here for a full breath. And then we'll bring the ear back over, keeping the head on this tilt. We're going to start to angle our way up. A little tight on that first one, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Let's go ahead and rotate down towards the right shoulder. Nice breath. And then bring the ear back over. Diagonal lift upward, a little bit smoother. And we'll come back down. So let's just nod our head yes, but we're still on the angle. I'm just going to tuck up and down, up towards the sky, down towards that left collarbone. One more time. And then we just get to bring our hands back to our lap, tuck the chin down to the chest, and inhale, take a nice lift up. Okay, ready to do the other side. So let's let that right arm come down. We're just going to slide it in between the chair and over to the left. This is my sore side, so it always feels like I need to stretch out even longer on this side. But take a deep breath and then rotate the chin down towards that left shoulder. Bring the ear back over the shoulder. And this is the first one, so it might be a little creaky as we start to look upward. Yep, I heard my crunch, crunch. Come on back down. Very slow. And then come back up again. And the second one should feel a little bit smoother. You can always add in a couple more if you want to. But we'll stay here and start to tuck the chin towards that right collarbone and then angle upward. And tuck. And lift. And just one more. Nice tuck. Lift. Let's bring our ear back over the shoulder, bring that heavy arm back on, tuck the chin to the chest, and then slowly lift our gaze upward. Continue lifting the chin just for a moment. Now, we never let the head just fall back without a measure of control. Take a nice deep breath in here. On the exhale, we're going to go ahead and relax. One more for the neck. Let's let that left arm drape down again. Right ear over right shoulder. This time the right hand is going to rest right above the ear. Now I'm not pushing my head down. I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm going to press my head upward into the fingertips, fatiguing the neck muscles. That's our inhale. Exhale is just let it all go. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, pressing up. You see my hand does not move. Exhale, take it all the way down. And 1 more time. Inhale, which is fatiguing some of those muscles. The exhale, we go ahead and take it down. Let the arm float back down, chin to chest again, because it just feels so good. And lifting up center line. Other side. So let go of that right arm, tilt to the left. Let's take that left hand, put it up and over the ear, by the ear. And I'm going to inhale and press upward. Exhale and relax. 2 more times. Inhale, press upward. Exhale and relax. And 1 more time. And release. Okay, it's time to go ahead and use that second chair. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put the ball down for a minute. Let's just take up our left legs. I'm going to just kick it up. Oh, that feels good. Put out the other leg too. All right. Let's leave them here for a moment. I'm just going to throw in one more shoulder neck connection. Let's lift the arms all the way up. Take a little tilt back. Chair's going to support you. Open up the arms and let's swing back in. And let's come up to the top. We're just going to do that forward now. So let's go forward. Bring it back up. And this time we're going to go ahead and reach for our strap. So we're going to take the strap out nice and wide. If you don't have a strap, you can use an old tie, or you can just find something that's nice and long like a towel. So we're going to inhale and lift up. Exhale, take a reach, but really open the chest and front shoulders here. And then lift. And then as we come around, we're going to bring our hands in towards our navel and round our back. It's like a cat stretch. And then we're going to flatten out the back, straighten out the arms. Take that next inhale up, exhale, and let the back come away from the chair. That would be the mid back and the lower back. Coming back up, tucking in. That was an arch of the spine. So we're going to round it in. And we'll just do that one more time. So it's a big stretch, a reach, let the lower back come away. The back is going to be supported on the chair. And then we come all the way up. We're going to round our way back in. So let's go ahead and work with just the one leg. So I'm going to take one leg down and put the strap around the ball of my foot. So the ball of the foot has more padding rather than the arch. So try to have it up high around the ball of the foot. Straighten out the arms. So there's a little tension in the strap. Lean back right into your chair. Okay. So now we're just going to bend the elbows enough to take our back away from the chair. Little softness in the knee as we start to come forward. Now, again, this is our first one. Big stretch in the back of the legs. We're going to come right back up again. We could take in the breath here. The exhale is going to come forward. And one more time. Nice inhale. Exhale, coming forward. Let's hold this one. So we just try to keep the shoulders back a bit. Think of length going out through the crown of our head. And then we're going to lift ourselves back up. Let's hold. I've got my left leg up, so let's take our left hand on the strap if you have your left leg. Index finger in between the strap. The other hand's going to hold the chair. As I lift this leg up, I'm just going to go out to the side for a moment. Get a little stretch, come back in. And again, out to the side. Come back in. And just one more. Some movement in the hip joint. As we bend the knee, we'll place our foot to the chair and simply switch hands. So I'm going to come up with the other hand, my right now. Coming back out with the straighter leg, cross over the torso. There's the stretch going around the outer hip. Coming back, and you can let the leg rest if it gets heavy. Come back up. Cross it over one more time and put it back down. And then the last time comes up, gives it the crisscross over. We're going to bend the knee and go ahead and take the strap away. Just set it on the chair. Sometimes they fall, and that's okay. There we go. So I'm going to hold with my opposite hand. So I'm still having the left knee, right hand. And I'm just going to draw my chest up towards the thigh. And I'm going to take a big rainbow up overhead. This is my left arm coming. I'm going to set it near the chair and bring the ribs around to the side. Take our gaze back. Never force it through your neck, but take a nice deep breath here. And before we leave this little twist, we're going to take our gaze towards our front knee and take a peek over the other shoulder. And then we can come back towards the center. Let's make that shoulder rainbow all the way up. And as we come around, we're going to set this foot right on the chair. I'm going to scoot my chair in a little bit. Put this over here for now. So my knee is resting outside on an open hip. So I'm going to hold on and just start to come forward. Now we're going to stay with this static stretch. As I come forward, I can feel a lot of tightness in the inner hips. I'm going to come back and forth maybe a couple times. Okay, maybe one more time. And just pause here. And then we'll slowly lift ourselves back up. Now you can stop the recording at any time and hold into that pose as long as you'd like. Let's just hold the knee with both hands. Come up and just a little tuck. Relax the shoulders. Knee to head, so to speak. And then we're coming up. Now we've got one more for our hip. So I'm going to take this foot now and put it on top of the other thigh. Or you can leave it where it was. Okay. So again, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to come away from my chair and start to hinge over. This is a much bigger stretch coming up and around somewhat into the piriformis area. So you can back and forth movement if you'd like, or you can take your static stretch here. I'm just going to take a couple of breaths. And then as we walk ourselves back in, we're going to let this leg straighten out to the side. Point the toe all the way to the floor. Let this hip open up a little bit. And then we'll slide that knee in just to come up for the other side. So let's see. We'll take the strap around the ball of our foot on this side. Here we go. Back is against the chair. The arms are nice and straight. As I bend my elbows, my back comes away from the chair. I take a nice inhale, soften the knee, exhale, and there's that first tight spot. I'm going to come right back up with an inhale, exhale, coming forward, second one, and coming right back up for the inhale. This is the one we're going to hold here. Try to lengthen through the crown, relax the shoulders back and down, and take a check to see if you need a new pedicure, which I do. Take a breath. And then we're going to slowly bring ourselves back. Rest your back. I've got my right leg up, so I'm going to take my right index finger in between the strap and hold on with my other hand. Coming up and taking a wide stretch and coming right back in. Two more, taking a wide stretch. And generally I do 3 of everything, sometimes only 2. But we're going to go ahead and bring that leg down. We'll be working to open that hip again, but let's take the opposite hand. Lift the leg. Cross over. You might find you don't cross over very much, and that's perfect. Wherever you can feel the stretch is perfect for you. And we're going to cross over one more time. And bring it down. Let's bend the knee, and we'll take the strap away. Let's just hold with that opposite hand one more time. I'm going to lift myself up, create a nice rainbow coming all the way up. Bring the ribs around with us. Let the arm rest. And so this twist goes from the ribs upward to the chin, and then maybe looking back some. And we'll do the same as we did. We keep the body where it is. Just take our gaze forward and maybe a little off to the left. Coming back to center with the head, lifting the arm. Inhale. Exhaling, coming back and down. Then we opened out our knee. Adjust your chair. Hold on. Lift up nice and tall and start to come forward. And again, this is one of those postures where you can add a little bit of dynamic work, which just means that we move a bit. And then if you'd like to hold in more of a static stretch, just pause here. Try not to engage a shoulder roll inward, but maybe a little bit of a roll backwards. And then we'll start to walk our way up. So let's let this hip come back to neutral. Hold on. I'm going to do a little knee to forehead. Just tuck in. Let the head just drop down. If it touches, that's fine. And then we'll slowly release. Now for that figure 4 or half lotus hip opener, we cross up and over. Okay. I came right up away from my chair and started to head over. I'm going to hold mine. You can go in and out of the pose if you'd like. It's a strong stretch coming all the way up the outer hip. One of my favorite ones. It's nice to know you can do this sitting in a chair. You don't have to lay on the ground. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and take ourselves. Now we want to stretch out a little bit. So let that leg fall outside the other chair. Maybe tap the toe down. Create a little bit of space here in the front of the hip. We've got one more forward fold to go. So let's bring the legs back up on top. Locate your strap one last time. Around the ball of both feet this time. Straight arms, flat back against the chair. Bend the elbows. Soften the knees and come forward over both. Now you see my shoulders haven't rolled in. They're still back. Creating a nice forward fold. Now forward fold works at the stretch coming all the way the back of the legs up and through our lower back. One more breath. And as we lift ourselves away, we're putting in a diagonal to each side. And I'll show you what that means. I'm going to reach my right hand across my lap and put the other hand down on the chair. I'm going to think of lifting up, and I'm going to walk my fingertips off center on a diagonal. Now what's happening here is the shoulder blade of this arm is opening away. As I lean in, I'm going to also take my chin back and look at the back shoulder. Now widen your breath. Take that east and west breath to your back of your lungs. So the lungs go out east and west or left and right. And then we'll slowly take ourselves back and just let the back rest for a moment. Same thing. I'm going to cross over my lap, lift up nice and tall. As I walk my fingers, you might see that shoulder blade, that scapula start to open away from the spine. Tuck my chin. Leave the head here or look back towards the other shoulder. And here's that wide breath into the back lungs. One more. And we'll just walk ourselves back in and relax. Okay, we're going to make a little change of where we're going to be now on our chairs. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and press my chair that's in the front away. My ball over here. And I'm going to turn my chair to face you for a moment. We have 2 more yoga poses sitting, and then we'll come back for our massage time. So here we are. I'm going to scoot my bottom all the way towards the front edge of the chair. Then I'm going to shift. You can see this cheek just fell off. It's supposed to. So I've got one thigh on the chair, and I'm going to press back the other leg as far as it will go. It might be here on a bent knee. It could be straight. It doesn't make any difference. We just want to have some opening through the hip flexor, the front area. So I've got my right leg back. I'm going to lift my right arm up. Take a nice inhale, exhale, shoulder drops back down, maybe a lift of the chin. So our stretch is coming all the way down through the front. Nice breath here. And if you feel like it, you could go ahead and add the other arm. And then we'll bring ourselves back down. Good. So from here, we're going into the second one. So we're going to turn to face our hips more forward. Same idea for the legs. Bent knee, straight leg there. I'm going to put my left elbow on top of my left thigh and then create a side angle. Really reaching as far away as I can. You could look upward if you'd like. You could look downward if you'd like. Nice deep breaths. And then we're just going to press the palm away. Bring that back leg in. Bring the other leg forward. And just pause for a moment. So that's nice stretch outward. Let's go for the other side. So I'm going to turn. We've got plenty of room here. I'm going to be facing my hips over to this right knee for me. Kick back. Now remember, this leg kicking back can come in just as much as it feels like it needs to be there. Okay, we're just going to anchor that foot as close to the ground as we can. Now I've got my left leg back, so I'm going to lift my left arm up, relax the shoulder, and think of coming up through the ribs. And then you can add the other arm if you'd like to let go. Relax the shoulders, maybe take a gaze. And then we'll slowly take ourselves back down, only to shift our hips forward. There we go. And put down an elbow for a little side angle. I'm going to create a straight line from my fingertips all the way down the side of my body, perhaps looking down, looking forward, or looking up. Nice length coming from the hip up and under the arm. And then we can start to release ourselves slowly. Hands can help at any time. We're going to walk ourselves back in. Okay, we're going to be standing next. So I took myself up and I came behind my chair. You want to make sure the chair is nice and secure. So we're just going to stand with 2 feet to start with here. A nice tall mountain. I'm going to take back one leg, press it back, drop the heel, and lean forward. I'm going to come on my lower arms too as I bend the standing knee that's right underneath my chest and press out through the calf muscle. Okay, so I'm just going to pause here for that calf muscle stretch. Taking a nice couple of deep breaths. Now you can always bring the hands back if you want to start to lift the chest a little bit. That works too. And then we're going to transfer all of our weight onto that front foot. And let's lift the back foot just a little bit and start to find some balance here. Keep the hands right on the chair, looking forward. If you want, you can start trying and playing with 2 fingers on the chair. Then we're just going to slowly bend the knee and bring that foot behind the other one. I'm just going to scoot up a little bit. So I am in tightrope walker pose right now. Tightrope walker has one foot directly in front of the other. Balance beam walker separates a little bit of that back foot away, so it's a wider stance. So I'm going to stay with my tightrope walker today, zipping up internally, gazing forward, finding a drishti. That's a spot that you just keep staring at that will not move. I'm going to go back to my 2-finger hold. Now I've transferred the weight evenly between the front foot and the back. And then we can play. You can do a couple of things here. You could take away one hand. You could take away both hands. You could see how the ankles and the brain are starting to talk to each other. The brain is saying to the ankles, please be still. The ankles are saying, I'm not so sure about that. So after we've practiced this for a while, you might consider closing your eyes. Oh boy. A lot happens once we take away that drishti. I feel like a real tightrope walker. So I'm going to put my hands back, bend my knees, one last stretch for the Achilles tendon, and bring our feet back together. Let's just come forward for a moment and just pause here. Press the tailbone back, and then walk the hands up, and let's make a cat stretch. So I'm going to pull my pelvic floor in, open up across the lower back, the upper back, then roll my shoulders back and take the other leg back. I'm going to drop the heel and come forward with that front knee now. Maybe come hands, maybe come lower arms, and just pause here. We're working at the heel drop behind us, and sometimes we lift up off of that, come onto the ball of the foot. But for today's lesson, we're going to keep the heel down. We make some changes in our classes as we go through, but this will just be a good stretch for that calf muscle. So we're going to go ahead and take our hands on, transfer the weight. You can put your toe down. I'm going to zip up internally, gaze forward, see if I can come to that balance again. So 2 fingers on each hand, pausing here. Know that you can take your hands off at any time. And then we're just going to bend the knee and place that foot behind the other. And here we are in our second tightrope walker. So transfer the weight between both fingertips, 1, 2, or none. And close our eyes or keep them open. Don't forget to breathe in your balance. And then we can put our hands back on, bend both knees to get into the Achilles. So as we bring our feet back together, rather than folding over the chair, let's take a step back, both feet, and stretch out nice and long. Do a little pelvic tilt. That means I'm going to try to press my hips inward. And just open up under the shoulders, underneath the ribs. One more breath. And we're just going to round our way up, step our feet in, and find our mountain standing on both feet. Okay, let's come to our massage time. I'm going to sit back down. Okay, we're back on our seat, but we brought our tennis ball with us this time, and I love this part. This is just some massaging, bringing some circulation into some of those areas that we were stretching. I'm going to start by taking my tennis ball right underneath my shoulder blade. It's on one side of the body here. You can have your legs up or down, by the way. And I'm just going to rock to the side and then inward towards the spine, but we don't go over the spine. We don't go over the bone. So I'm just going to take, and press back into it. And yeah, this is a favorite. Rocking side to side, pausing anywhere you'd like, and just let the ball Go right into some of that tension of the muscle, rocking a couple more times. You have a nice wide range of motion in the upper back. Okay, well, we could stay here for a lot longer, but we're going to go ahead, move down about an inch. Same idea, just a little rocking this time. So we're getting a little bit more narrow. I'm just going to press back a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to go a little bit above the hip. So coming above the hip, got our kidney back in this area, so we don't want to press deeply into it. I'm going to go ahead and take that rocking motion. Sometimes it's easier to take the feet down on that. Yeah, it is. So just that rocking side to side. And we'll take the ball out. We're going to put it for the hamstrings now underneath that leg. I suspend my heel a little bit and I just go side to side. Feeling where there's some tender spots, maybe holding. Maybe getting a little bit to that IT band. Rocking, rocking. And again, you can stay as long as you'd like doing these little rocking motions. Calf muscle is next, so I'm going to put it right in the middle. And this is a little tricky because it's a much smaller area of our body. So what I do is I do a little knee kick until I can make sure it's right in the middle, and then maybe start playing with it with a little motion side to side or some circles. And then it pops out. Sometimes one will fall on the floor. Not to worry. And we'll take the ball now. Some people, if they have their own ball and you might be at home, you could put it on the floor and rub your foot along it. Some people like to press a little bit into their outer thigh with the ball. It's all good. Maybe even the top of the leg. I'm going to switch right over to the other side. So I'm going to put this right underneath the shoulder blade, not on the bone. And here I am, side to side, pressing in. Now, if you have more tension on one side, that's very, very common, not to worry. This is helping us balance ourselves out some. And then we'll go ahead, whoop, down about an inch, and there goes my ball. Like I said, usually someone loses a ball in class. Okay, let's see, I went about an inch down, and I'm going side to side one more time. Yeah, there's a muscle that's going right alongside the spine that gets a little tight on me there. I'm going to pause in that spot. And then we can move down to the underneath of your upper thigh, upper leg, side to side. And we get finally the calf muscle. See if that ball will stay this time. Take your time with these. And then you can put the ball underneath your foot for a little bit of time, or again, just rub it on some of the outside of the thigh. Some people have been liking to rub right under the collarbone here. I'm only going to do one side because my mic is on that side. But it's also a nice little massage there. And we could just put the ball aside. Okay, we're going to finish up with mind-body connection. These are our anti-dementia little exercises. We only have two. So the first one is we take our palms together and we're going to just let the elbows relax. They don't have to be out like this. They can be in. I'm going to turn so you can see a little bit now. I'm going to move just my index fingers. Oh, that second finger wants to work. I'm going to move side to side. Just the index fingers. So often the other fingers want to come to the rescue and help. Okay, let's try the second finger, the tallest one, side to side. Okay, how about those ring fingers? Are they going to listen to us? My ring finger never listened to me when I was learning to play the piano. Very frustrating. Okay, and my pinky fingers, just pinkies. Oh, a couple people want to help in on that one. Just the pinky fingers. Shake it out. Okay, our last one. You make two fists. I'm going to take the index finger out on one hand, one fist. I'm going to take the pinky finger out on the other. Take a look. You've got index, pinky, switch, and then switch, and then switch. Now, this takes time. I've been doing this for a while. So I can just not look at my hands anymore, and they will do what my mind is asking them to do. It may be that you have to really, really concentrate. There it is. There it is. There it is. Shake out the hands. Good. Let's come back. We're just going to relax to close out our practice. Put your feet up if you'd like. Bring your shoulders back and down. Snuggle into the back of the chair. Let the legs get heavy. Close the eyes and let the shoulders get heavy again. Feel the whole back body being supported. The spine, the legs, the feet are heavy. Shoulders down to hands. And then take an awareness moment. Inhale, I know I am inhaling. Exhale, I know I am exhaling. And for right now, that's all we need to know. So let's take 3 more, perhaps the deepest breaths of the day. And we can blink open our eyes, bring our palms together. Thank your body for opening and using straps and tennis balls and 2 chairs to create a relaxing, good stretch time for you. So thank you for joining me. I will see you next time around. Bye.